Shalom, shalom. It is Thursday night, and that means it is time for the Nexus. Welcome to the Nexus. I'm James at jamestheidolsmasher at gmail.com, and my child want to come in here and join the show. We'll talk to you a little bit, sweetheart. We are here to discuss Torah. We take out every week, Thursday night, this time, 8 o'clock Central, where we just take time out to discuss the Torah and to discuss, mankind and his place in God's creation. Glad to have you here. Rosalie just walked in. Good evening, my lady. How you doing?
Oh, I'm doing. I just got home and just got settled. So, hey, here I am.
Well, welcome home.
Thank you.
This week's Torah portion is Toldot. It starts on Genesis 23. We will be getting into that. There's always a conundrum I have with this time of the year with the Parshas, with the way Isaac and Abraham treat their women, among strangers. It's an odd conundrum. A lot of lying going on this week. Then we'll get into why and all that good stuff. Of course, I want to talk about the ongoing war and hoping the war is going well for Israel. I hope it goes well for Gaza, too. The sooner that we get rid of Hamas and all the people who don't want to live there and can't stand the Jews, you're just sorry. So, yeah, well, you can't do much with you, can't do much for you. So it's too bad, and that's a shame.
Yes, it is.
And anything else biblically you would like to discuss, now over here in the side chat, and it should be up here on both our Rumble stream and over on YouTube as well. Full show will be on Rumble tonight, as always. We've got a StreamYard link, and then you'll see another link to Chabad. That's the actual Torah portion that we're looking at this week. That's a link to that. And the StreamYard link is a link to get in and discuss live with us anything biblical you would like to discuss within reason and politeness, of course. So that should be up on both streams. I think you should be able to get both links there. So come on in and let's talk. You got a question about Judaism, about the Torah? You're going to be talking to probably mostly a room full of non-Jews who've gone to Judaism. So once in a while, we might get a rabbi in. We might get a Jew in, an Orthodox Jew who can talk to us and enlighten us even more. But we'd love to have you in here. And we'd love to discuss if there's a reason why, why aren't you Muslim? You can ask. Why aren't you Christian? We were at one time. And if you have questions about the church and about religion, we would love to talk to you. And because it's not really about religion, it's about how we behave and trying to save as much of this planet as we can before retribution. Because that's coming. It's happening now, as a matter of fact. But it'll get more grandiose, I think, as time goes along. What do you think, Rosalie? You think it's going to get a little bit crazier before it gets better?
Oh, God, yes. Of course it is. You take the Jews, if they go back to Israel, all of them, that leaves an empty space where there's no light. And that means dark can fill it. It's like taking the watchdogs away. So the wolves can come out and play. Yeah. Yeah. You can look at every other country that has done that doesn't have Jews in them and see how it is. Take Iran, Iraq, hey, look at them really good. They're hellholes.
Just about every place that expelled their Jews.
Yeah.
When Israel declared independence, they just expelled them. Like on that day, they attacked them and just kicked all the Jews out. Most of them went to Israel. Some came here and some went south. But yeah, and they just kind of stopped. It's like
right.
Sadly, we don't understand exactly what the Jews do for us. And as you were saying, I think last week and the week before, it's not about the Jews. It's about their God.
Yep, you're not fighting. It's not the Jews. It's the God of the Jews.
And that's not who you're going to be fighting. That's not who you're judging when you judge the Jews. Of course, Jews are just like anybody. They're people. Okay. And they can be complete and total a-holes. I'm not going to deny that. They're human beings, for Pete's sakes. But at the same time, when it comes to them as a nation, on a national level, like any other nation, it won't be about them. Because then you're not just going after, an independent person. who might have a problem, might have done something wrong, or elevating that one person. When you take them on as a nation,
You're in trouble.
they don't go away. You can't do it. Even after that, they tried. After inquisitions and attempted holocausts.
Well, you know the famous 3 steps, right? They came to kill us. We won. Let's eat.
Let's eat.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They tried to kill us. We won. Let's eat. Okay.
They don't, and you're only going to make them stronger. Okay. They're not superhuman. I'm just saying it's about the God of Israel.
That's right.
So we like to talk about what God wrote down because he actually had people write it down. Isn't that nice?
Mm-hmm.
How many gods have ever done that? I want to ask a question too to any pagan friends out there who are watching, any of our pagan brothers and sisters. Question for you. Is there any good reason why you don't put Hashem, the God of Israel, if you will, up as one of your gods? It's like you've got all these gods up there, but why would you keep that? Why would you say no to that one when that's the universal God? Just curious. I'm not saying you have to change. I'm not saying the Christian God. I'm saying the biblical God. Maybe you just might want to even say the Jewish God, the Creator. Just say the Creator. We'll just leave it in Noah speak. The Creator. Why would he not be in there? Why would that God not be in your pantheon? Just curious. I get you turned off about religion. You turned them off about Christianity. I get it. I know many pagans.
That's because they're into the Bible and they're not into the Torah. If they had a regular Torah, they'd learn something. Not that King James crap either.
So if you're pagan and you're watching, I would love to hear from you because you are my favorite pagan viewer. Leave me a comment, leave it in the chat, and or if you like, come on in and we'll discuss. I ain't afraid of pagans. I like pagans. How do I know so much about paganism? Well, pagan girls. You're young. These little Wiccan girls.
Oh boy.
Strong, take no crap, gorgeous. So anyway, it's just about the changing our behavior and repentance too. I keep having to remember this. I think this is something I've come up on is it's not about, we got to try to save as many people as we can. And some of them cannot be saved. I don't think Hashem wants them all saved. I think Hashem has hardened the hearts of many, many people.
Oh man. Right
now.
Well, he did. Look what he did. He did it to Pharaoh. So why not?
Yeah. Is it a Christian saying or is it a Jewish saying God hardens hearts?
No, it's Jewish.
Yeah.
Yeah, because if you read about Moses and Pharaoh, he said God hardened his heart.
Every time. I think that we have a weakness and a generational gap, and a lot of people are so easily led astray. One of the biggest complaints I'm hearing, what was yours? Very good friend of mine. The rumor around his office or whatever is that the Jews will one day kill all the Muslims, and he believed this is part of it. Then in the end, the Bible says they must be killed. Or somebody said. I mean, no. It's like it hits you like a brick and you have to stand there for a second and think, is this what people are really taught?
Yeah.
Yes, this is the kind of things that people
No, the Jews are not going to kill the Muslims. That's not how it goes. No. The thing is that God comes out and says, hey, that thing I told you about? Yeah, I meant it. And then everybody's going to see it. And it's like, okay, the Jews, the God of the Jews will kill the religion, but not the people.
No. I think everyone's going to see. I think Israel's probably going to get attacked more and more and more. And that's what he says. I'm going to bring the world against you. I'm bringing all the nations against you, and you will prevail so that they will know I am with you. I believe that's the quote. So that's kind of what's happening now. If we can strengthen your heart a bit to where it doesn't harden, because a good supple heart pumps blood a lot better. than a hardened heart. If we can soften as many as we can, man, get them on board. We got to do that. Sometimes I still think it's theater. Sometimes I still think that it's one like the Antifa, where it's basically one bunch of people out there making, looking big, and the press is obviously going to help them. Not one of the very little of the press is going to give you the skivvy.
Of course not.
Okay. They are BSing you right and left.
It's pretty sad when the National Enquirer makes more sense over the regular mainstream media.
No kidding.
Yeah, that's sad.
I haven't picked up the Enquirer in quite some time.
Yeah.
Let's see. Let's get into. We have a Parsha to check out, so let's get into the Word.
Okay.
Because this is the good stuff. Oh man, Uncle Mike, War Class number 3. I really enjoy sitting down to his stuff.
Yep, I do too. I do too.
All right, we are at 23. Another barrenness. Now, let's see. Okay, this is the birth of Jacob and, or not Jacob.
Isaac. Isaac.
Yeah, and then we get his kids, which will be Jacob
And Esau.
and Esau. Okay, let's deal with one lie first, since we're talking about lies in the Bible here. We can read it, I think. Okay. Okay. So the firstborn gets the blessing. This is ancient times we're talking about here. Now, we'll get to Esau's kids because they were a little crazy. Hang on, we're right here. We're going to be in chapter 27.
25. 25:19 is the first portion in Genesis.
So 25:19 is the what?
Is the first portion.
Oh, right. I was actually skipping ahead a little bit to the first lie I wanted to discuss tonight. Now Rebekah was listening as Isaac spoke to Esau his son. And Esau went into the field to hunt game and to bring. But Rebekah said to Jacob her son, saying, Behold, I heard your father speaking to your brother Esau, saying, Bring me some game and make me delicacies to eat, and I will bless you in the presence of Hashem before my death. So now, my son, this is Rebekah talking, heed my voice to that which I command you. Go now to the flock and fetch me from the 2 choice young kids of goats, and I will make them delicacies for your father as he loves. Then bring it to your father, and he shall eat, so that he may bless you before his death. Jacob replied to Rebekah, his mother, But my brother Esau is a hairy man, and I am a smooth-skinned man. Perhaps my father will feel me, and I shall be as a mocker in his eyes. I will thus bring upon myself a curse rather than a blessing. But his mother said to him, Your curse be on me, my son. Only heed my voice and go fetch them for me. So he went, fetched and brought to his mother, and his mother made delicacies as his father loved. Rebekah then told her son Esau's clean garments, which were with her in the house, and clothed Jacob her young son. With the skins of the goat skins, she covered his arms and his smooth-skinned neck. She placed the delicacies and the bread which she had made onto the hand of her son Jacob. And he came to his father and said, Father, and he said, Here I am. Who are you, my son? Jacob said to his father, It is I, Esau, your firstborn. Bold-faced lie. I have done as you told me. Rise up, please. Sit and eat of my game, that your soul may bless me. Isaac said to his son, How is it that you were so quick to find my son? And he said, Because Hashem your God arranged it for me. And Isaac said unto Jacob, Come close, if you please, so I can feel you, my son. Are you indeed my son Esau or not? So Jacob drew close to Isaac, his father, who felt him and said, The voice is Jacob's voice, but the hands are Esau's hands. But he did not recognize him, because his hands were hairy like the hands of Esau, his brother. So he blessed them. He said, You are indeed my son Esau. And he said, I am. He said, Serve me and let me eat my son's game, that my soul may bless you. So he served him, and he ate, and he brought him wine, and he drank. Then his father said to him, Come close, if you please, and kiss me, my son. So he drew close and kissed him. He smelled the fragrance of his garments and blessed him. And he said, See, the fragrance of my son is like the fragrance of a field which Hashem had blessed. And may God give you the dew of the heavens and the fatness of the earth and abundant grain and wine. Peoples will serve you. Regimes will prostrate themselves to you. Be a lord to your kinsmen, and your mother's sons will prostrate themselves to you. Cursed be they who curse you, and blessed be they who bless you. So, this was bad enough, but beforehand, when he was, Esau came in, was dying to have some porridge. It was stew, pottage, and wanted it so badly. And Jacob said to Esau, Give me your birthright. He's like, I'm about to die. I don't care about my birthright. So he sold him his birthright, and Jacob served him lunch.
That's right.
And then this. Now, here's the thing. What I've heard, and I can't remember the rabbi who said it at the moment, this all comes down to, why would you do this? Why would it be such a deceit for Jacob to do this? Why would Rebekah be involved? Why would Rebekah encourage her son to do this? I mean, we heard, we'll hear earlier in the chapter that, Esau's sons became the source of, was that consternation? Like a source of rebellion. It was 26:34. Esau was 40 years old. He took a wife, Judith, daughter Beri the Hittite, and Basemath, daughter of Elon the Hittite, and they were a source of spiritual rebellion to Isaac and to Rebekah. So there's already just this problem starting in the family, and we have to look back at Jacob. If you don't know this, but Esau came out first, but Jacob was hanging on to his heel.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, from what was described to me, is Jacob was supposed to be the firstborn, and they fought in the womb.
Right.
And in doing so, Esau got the upper hand, but Jacob wasn't going to let him go without, So it was supposed to be Jacob's birthright the entire time. Thank you. My little girl just loves coming and interrupting Dad.
Mm-hmm.
So in order for this to properly be, they were twins. So Israel got back everything that Esau wanted to take. Oh, and what I was saying about the pottage, the red stew, that's how he got his name, Edom, which means red. basically.
Right.
The red. So yeah, they, I never understood it for the longest time and just kind of took it on face value and kind of moved on. But Jacob had to do it because that's just the way the bloodline had to go. That's how it was intended. But apparently Jacob would be a couple seconds older, I guess. I don't know, maybe an hour older. I don't know how that could work between conception and whatnot. The other thing I want to bring up is the other line. This is what Abraham did, and the son's doing it every time they get into a new situation where they have to move about.
Oh, my sister.
Yes. Yes. Don't go to Egypt. Go to the place I indicate you. You'll sojourn there, and when he gets there. It came to pass, his days were lengthened, and Abimelech, king of the Philistines, gazed down upon through the window and saw, behold, Isaac was jesting with his wife Rebekah. Abimelech summoned Isaac and said, but look, oh, that's right, hang on. So Isaac settled in Gerar. Neat name. When the men of the place asked about his wife, he said, she is my sister, for he was afraid to say, my wife, lest the men of the place kill me because of Rebekah, for she is fair to look upon. This is twice this has happened. Last week and this week.
Uh-huh.
And he sees him flirting out in the street. Abimelech summoned Isaac and said, but look, she is your wife. How could you say she is my sister? Isaac said to him, because I said I said that I would be killed because of her. Abimelech said, what is this that you have done to us? One of the people has nearly laid with your wife, and you have brought guilt upon us. Abimelech then warned all the people, saying, whoever molests this man or his wife shall surely be put to death. Again, it's like Isaac didn't have faith in people. And Abraham didn't either. They had no faith in and so he went and he had to lie. There was no reason to lie, no good reason, apparently. And the neat thing about Abimelech is, God came to him, didn't he? Or no, not yet. Abraham, he came to Abraham in a dream? No. Abraham actually gave him
Jacob. Israel.
No, I was saying Abraham gave Pharaoh a plague because of it.
Yeah.
And the next time it happened, the king got a dream. But here, Abimelech just witnessed. Let me see if I can find that. Yeah. But I'll come back to where we're at.
Probably last week's portion.
I think so, yeah, it was. I don't really have time to go digging for it. I should have done it earlier.
That's okay.
But Abimelech, go away, because you have come mightier than we. Okay. So yeah, your thoughts on that would be, I would love to hear what you would think as well on that. I would really, the lie. Why would you need to say that? And I swear, if this were me, after all the crud that we've been through, the past, who is this woman you're with? That she's mine, and I'll kill any man who says different.
Right.
You want her? You want to die first? One of you is going to die. You might get her by going through me, but I'm taking one of you at least. Yeah, I don't understand that. I just, the fear that you must have, the fear that they must have entering into the other people's land.
Right.
A little bit of deceit going on.
Uh-huh.
That's about all I got for today. Nice. Thanks for stopping by. I appreciate it. I am very, very, very tired. Very tired. I had just woken up from a nap before I got on the show here.
Where?
Huh?
Where?
Where?
Where? Yeah. I work all day. Slave all day. And I just wake up from a nap. I'm tired. It's like, fuck.
It's rare. I really don't actually
know.
nap.
I know.
Rarely.
Maybe the weather's going to be changing soon. That'll do it. There's this cold snap in the air. It's like hibernation time. It's like, oh God, no. But so far, I had a beautiful day today around here. Can't complain. 59 degrees. It's the middle of November. Are you kidding? This is awesome. Up here in Michigan? Hell yeah. I like it. Yep.
I'm reading I read an article. This is on Chabad.org. Sweet and Sour Isaac. The Torah portion of Toldot begins with a powerful message of hope and empowerment for the Jewish people throughout the ages. And these are the generations of Isaac, the son of Abraham. Abraham begot Isaac. Rashi explains generations refers to Jacob and Esau, who are mentioned in this Parsha. Anyone with even a cursory knowledge of the story of the patriarchs knows that Jacob and Esau were Isaac's children. What then does Rashi convey with his seemingly elementary comment? The Rebbe explains that those words actually teach us a profound lesson. Esau refers to our enemies throughout history. We may become overwhelmed and discouraged when we face threat after threat from our enemies, but this verse reminds us both that Jacob and Esau owe their very existence to the fact that they're mentioned in the Parsha. Esau exists because that is what the Torah dictates. The Torah is God's blueprint for creation. Nothing exists outside of God, and everything is a part of his divine plan. God runs the world, as it is said. We only need to connect to his Torah, and we will have no reason to fear the Esau's of the world. I tell you something. If it wasn't for Torah, I'd go crazy. I'll give you this. The moment you start studying Torah, under the context of Judaism, particularly, you can't go back. Can't do it. It won't let you. I know friends, I know people, it won't let you go. Once you get into this and you start keeping the 7 mitzvot, you start learning the 7 laws of Noah, you start understanding why they are 7 laws and how that is a teaching tool for what it means to be a human being and mastering our own existence, being a master of your own actions, self-ownership. You can't go back. I'd say the worst thing about Judaism is that when you realize just how easy it is to be good and you see so much of the world going bad. I think that's the worst part of it. It's the harsh awakening to what we are as a people. But it's needed. A lot of us are already there. A lot of us are working at it. More and more Christians are going to Torah. So I'm telling you, I don't want you to convert. I'm not here doing this, to convert you. It's not what we don't do that.
No, we don't do that. Not everybody's meant to convert to begin with. So
And that'd be boring if the whole world was full of Jews. They'd never stop arguing. No.
Jeez.
It won't be like that. There are 70 primordial nations for a reason. And while a lot of them are going away, or a lot of people are going away, there's still going to be non-Jews in the world. That's the point of Judaism. What's the point of being Jewish if there's no one to teach Torah? There's no one to introduce to Torah. So that's why we're here.
Yes.
Once again, every Thursday night, we would like to have you in here. We've got some folks watching on the tubes and a couple folks watching on the rumbles. Trying to get folks in here live, though. Love to have you come in. Hopefully, John will stop by. Now, he's been doing a hangout already with Vaughn, so he might not be in. And I would like to come in and talk with him, but by the time it doesn't work. Hopefully get John in here. I did tell Wade that we are going to be on a little later, that we're starting to do a second hour And so hopefully we get Wade in here.
Right. And Carla pops in from time to time.
That'd be cool too.
Yeah.
But I like making new friends.
I know. New friends. Yay, new friends.
We redug a well this week. Isaac came upon it, and they found out there was they found water, and apparently a well at Beersheba needed to be redug.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because they filled it in.
Who did it? Was it the Philistines? Or no?
Yeah, I think so. I don't know.
Had to redig it.
Somebody filled it in. I know that much.
It's still called Beersheba to this day, that city. It's a real city.
Yes, it is.
All right. I'm running dry.
They say you mentioned a well. It's like I have plumbing issues have been. It's funny. The plumbing issues. Oh my God. I've had them. They're finally getting figured out and done. I think we said something about that this last week. I was like, oh boy.
So you've been having issues with your plumbing? Is that what you're saying?
Oh my gosh. Yeah, the indoor sewer pipe broke. And then yesterday, the one pipe that goes out from the kitchen sink, that one broke. It's just like, really? It's just weird how it's breaking. And I'm like, wow.
And you haven't even gotten to a freeze yet.
I know it. And the thing is, this is inside. I mean, we've got a full basement and it's heated. It's like, yeah. It's like all this stuff is happening is like, damn. So our well's still going okay. It's the best of my knowledge it is. Like, God, I hope so. There's no way we can afford to do that. But it's like, yep, my son, Daniel, he and his friend Chucky, they got on it today. It's like, I had a paycheck and it's like, okay, let's go. Get what you need. So they got on it. So it's like patch. But, hey, as long as it's until the money comes, like income taxes or something comes in. It's like, okay. Got to patch it up and keep them going.
And here's to it.
I know.
Maybe you can get pre-disastered so it won't happen in the winter.
Yeah.
In the hard winter, I should say.
Yeah, well, like I said, I told him today, I said, you're thanking God because the weather's been nice, It's like, I got to turn the water off, and our heater is a radiator. So you can't run radiators without water. So it's like, we got to thank God for the good weather we've got, and we've got to get it done before the bottom drops out, And so they're on it, and it's like they're fixing it. And this brand new the washer is taking a dump. The motherboard is going out on it. And it's like this washer isn't even 6 months old and it's dead. It's dying already, and I am just sick about this. It's a Whirlpool too. It pisses me off even more.
Should be under warranty, eh? No?
Yeah. No.
Oh.
Yep.
I don't understand motherboards on washers. There's no reason it needs to be digital. It's an analog machine.
I agree. It's a front loader, and you try to find something that's not a front loader or something like that. And everything. Yeah, I know. It's like, I think our water gets too hot and it blows them out. It steams and blows them out. I think that's a lot of it. But I don't know nothing. It's like, so there's that too. And my car. Muffler system's going from the manifold. So my car is nice and loud. And it's like, oh, hey. It's like, come on, Hashem, you gave us this stuff and you told me to take care of it. Well, I'm trying to take care of it, but I can't do it all at once when you throw everything all at once. I mean, I feel like Job. I swear to God, I do. I feel like Job. Not as bad. I mean, I'm not
That's
having
good.
things as bad, but I'm for where I am in life and for what I'm doing, the equivalence is there. You can see the equivalence. So, it's like when you're broke, you're broke. And when you got a little bit, you got a little bit. It's like, God tells you what you're going to have every year. And this is the way it is. So other than that, it's been
Here we go.
okay.
This is from a post on from Facebook. My name is Tamir Shahada. I am a Muslim soldier at the rank of sergeant. I really hope to get love from you to show the whole world an Arab soldier who is proud to serve in the Israeli Defense Force.
The IDF, yay! Yay!
Yeah, they're swearing on the Quran to uphold Israel. Muslims do that.
Oh yes, they do, and and it's like there are millions of them in Israel, and this is where they're free, and they know they can be free, basically, or freer.
Mm-hmm.
And they know it, and they don't want to lose their home, and they don't want to lose a lot of things because they know how good it is.
I noticed a lot of the protests have calmed down this past week.
Yeah, for a minute. Yeah, I heard they're going after the hospital.
And they've already found some munitions, I think.
Yes, they did. Yeah, they did. That was in there, and it's like, okay, clear it out. It's history.
That's one down.
Mm-hmm. That's right. Now I got to just get the tunnels.
I don't see how anybody, and you don't have to be a lover of Israel, or attached, I don't understand. I think that the reason why we have people coming out against Israel is because they got nothing better to do with their lives. Nobody can look at the history and think that Israel's wrong on this. I don't understand. This is, and we've got a lot of people out there, and I'll say this: there has been, there are folks who say if you're not in support of Israel, you hate the Jewish people. Well, folks aren't tuned in like you and I are, Rosalie.
Not all Israelis are Jews. Hi. They're Christians, they're Muslims.
Druze.
They're all, yeah.
You got the Samaritans are still there, aren't they?
I think
Samaritans.
So too. Yeah.
Yeah. You got all kinds. And Jews are all kinds too, but that's another topic for discussion. Nobody knows jack squat. They just hate for the sake of hating. They think there's this colonial thing going on. My favorite, the most intellectually slothful comment, well, they've been fighting for thousands and thousands and millions and billions of years. It'll never be solved, and they're always going to fight it. They've been warring over that land. I'm like, who's been warring over? Well, the Muslims and the Jews. I'm like, no, the Jews weren't there. The very few Jews lived in Israel for 1,500 years or more. Well, everyone's been fighting over that. Okay, but what's that got to do with that? Well, they've been fighting each other. No, they haven't. They haven't. Ask any Jewish historian. They had it much better under the Muslims than they ever did under the Christians. The
so
Jews
far,
did,
yeah.
When they were conquered, had it a lot better.
Yeah, you check them out. The ones that were in Rome, yeah.
Yeah, and Europe.
Yeah.
And no, they haven't been warring for thousands of years. No, they haven't. It's not a holy war. Never was.
The ones who had the holy war have been Iraq and Iran. The Syrians and all that.
The Crusades over Jerusalem with the Turks and the Romans and the... But no, this isn't an ongoing for thousands of years. These are one group of people. I mean, they've had it in for the Jews since the Jews kicked out the Brits. The Brits still legally own the place, but they kicked them out as far as any kind of command. And the United Nations accepts the mandate for Palestine borders, which is modern day Israel today, including what we call West Bank and Gaza. That's their land. Was the partition plan. Immediately, the first thing they did was they want to chop Israel up. And then, not too long after that, recognized Palestinians as transgenerational refugees. The one time in history a people have been called refugee from generation to generation to generation. I think to generation now. It's like, oh, you're refugees, but once you have children and you establish yourselves and you move on, you're no longer refugees. The Gazans and the West Bankers are the only people in the whole world and the only people in the whole of history who have their children and their children's children and their children's children refugees and get money and UNRWA and, oh God, United Nations. Someone needs to, every time you see United Nations, just put a C or a UN, you put a C before it and a T after, and you're gonna get the real deal right there. They take that part off. That's the actual name of it. So UNRWA wants to give them money, and and the press. I think the reason why the commies hate him so much is because, and why they all pissy at Russia and want to blame Russia is because Russia didn't stay communist. Russia turncoated. They turned away from the Soviet ways. Not much, but they did a heck of a lot better than they were.
All right. Right.
And Israel, everyone, I mean, their biggest supporters in the 30s were the Bolsheviks. I mean, they settled kibbutzim. Those are communes, basically, when they settled the place. And they bought the land and started coming down in the 1800s. So I really think that the reason why is, Israel wasn't going to go communist. They had some elements of socialism. They still do. They got elements of the Ottoman Empire still there, too. So there's other issues, but on this particular one, I think that's why Israel didn't stay commie. And so, of course, who runs the news? Commies. I'm using a very broad term, and maybe I shouldn't be using that term anymore, but that's what they are. These are people who believe in authority and hate anything that has to do with freedom, God,
socialists,
the Constitution, socialists, yeah. And what's their narrative they teach? What's the philosophy they teach our children in school? What do they teach in colleges? There's the victim and the victimizer. There's the oppressed and the oppressor. And you got to be one or the other. It's always one or the other. And if it's not, well, we'll find a way. And of course, Israel has to be the oppressor. They colonized. Colonized. They have no effing clue, but they say that Israel colonized Palestine. Let me see if I can find something for you here. I want to see if I got a copy of this thing I can share. I want to show you the real flag of Palestine.
Oh, yeah. I've seen it.
Let me just get this set up here real quick so I can just put it up on the screen. I'm still getting through all this bit, but we'll get there. Takes me a while. Here we go.
Okay.
We'll save it there. Bada boom, bada bing. Okay. Let me see if I can screen share. What's not letting me share it? Hang on a minute.
Well, that's not good.
Okay. And I don't like dead air. So if you want to come in and ask us a question and talk out there, hit that StreamYard link and come on in. I'm opening this up in my PC now internally, and we'll see if it's going to let me.
Yeah, I got hacked this week too.
I saw that.
Yeah, I still can't type in Facebook, but I'm afraid to check anywhere else because I don't know how far that's gotten into it. But
boy, let's try this again. I hate to bore you out there. I appreciate you. Appreciate you sticking around. We'll try one more time. There it is. That right there.
Yep.
Is the flag of Palestine, 1948. It's historical fact. That's what it looked like. You're looking at the flag of Palestine. So when they call themselves Palestinians, no.
Correct.
That's not what the I brought this up too. Let me see if I can find another one here. The other flag of Palestine. Let me bring up, where is it at here? Because I think I used it. I brought it in last week or the week before. Let's see. Let me see if this is it. Is this? Am I going to get this in here? We'll hit present. Share screen. Then I got to go up here and select the screen. Okay, here it is. Here it is. Is this the flag? Oh, wait. That's the wrong picture. That's not respectful. We have to be respectful here, Rosalie. That was not nice. That wasn't good. I am so sorry, folks. Sometimes my humor gets the best of me, and I don't really want to be a total jerk. So let me see if I can get in my documents here and find here we go. I think this is it. Here's the other Palestinian flag right here. Yeah. See if we can present this bad boy right here. What you're going to be looking at here. No, not that one.
That's the one you just had up there. Okay.
I give up. This thing's just too many steps.
Okay. 2 step forward and 1 step back. Is that it?
I never know which one it is. I don't properly label all my stuff, and maybe I should. There it is. Let me zoom in on it a little bit here. That's Egypt. That's Syria. Iran. There's 5 foreign empires in that flag.
Rome.
That is not the flag of Palestine. Never has been, never will be. It's over. Palestine is dead. Palestine is gone. It's like Narnia. It's like Istanbul was Constantinople. You will not find Constantinople on a map.
Nope.
And it's not because people don't like Constantinople or Istanbul. No, it's because it's just not Constantinople anymore.
Right. Like Siam is, yeah. Burma.
Yeah. Tartaria. Yeah. No one calls it Tartaria anymore. It's gone. That's just the way it is. Palestine existed for a little while as a state, and it's gone. It's done. It's over.
Right.
It's been over for a long time, and we still refer to them press. Well, this is, we have to think of the Israelites and the Palestinian people. All you people up there who like punching Nazis, wouldn't have been done if we hadn't bombed the ever-loving shit out of Kraut civilians. You think war's got to be clean? I am sick to the teeth of these people. They're targeting innocent civilians. One, there's no such thing as an innocent civilian. None. You're born, you're dead. You're not dead. You're guilty. You're guilty. End of story. Next case. Get out. Like George Carlin says. Next effing case. Get out.
Right.
When you warn them, when you drop leaflets, when you send text messages, when you have sirens, and of course you start bombing the place, and you stick around, you deserve to die. Not because you're on the wrong side of history, or because you're a Palestinian. It's because you're stupid. You need to improve the level of the intelligence level of the American gene, or the human gene pool. And by staying in a place you know is going to be bombed by people fully capable of bombing you, and they start bombing you, and you stay. But then again, the press kind of likes people that stupid, because those are the ones who watch their stuff.
They're the ones buying the papers.
Here we go. The light stopped in to ask a question. How does Satan provoke the nations by making them believe they're in the Bible? That's his way. He deceives the nations.
Okay, first of all, the Satan can't do anything that God won't let him do. Satan works for God. He works for the God of the Jewish people. He is not a separate entity with his own ideals and agenda. God gives him his agenda. He answers to Hashem. Period.
I think I got an answer for his question, though. How? Satan tends to speak to people in their own voice.
This is true.
You know, when he's testing you, yeah, his job is to test, and and deceive. That's part of it. Sometimes he can just go on things that you were already deceived on. For instance, in the garden, the Midrash says, of course, when the serpent asked Eve, so I hear God said not to eat of the tree, and Eve said, God said not to even touch it.
Right.
Well, God never said that.
True.
The Midrash says that Adam was trying to put a fence up, a barrier to prevent her. It's not like she just didn't have the intelligence to know how to touch it. He was trying to be real protective. Don't even touch it. So she thought that's what God said. The serpent knew this, and some say that the Satan was riding the serpent's back in another Midrash. But the same, I hope I'm getting on here the light. So the Midrash says that all the serpent had to do was just bump her up the tree. He had a big long tail and just knock her up against the tree. And when she didn't die, what else was God wrong about? So sometimes it doesn't even take Satan to deceive. You can already be deceived, and he's gonna use that. He's gonna use it on you, and he does it with your own voice, where who better to trust than dig me? So that's how he does it. He appeals to the ego. That's a big part of it. Now, God does harden hearts. He directly hardened Pharaoh's heart. Didn't need no mention of the adversary. Didn't even, and it was God who hardened the heart.
That's right. That's one thing you will not find the Satan anywhere with Pharaoh.
That was God doing it, and God does play both sides of the war, if you will.
That's right. It's his toys and his play box.
And the light asked, have you noticed people say Russia, China, and USA are in the Bible, but the words, they're not there? No, they're not. Gog, I think they've worked out Russia. There are genealogies. One of the great things about Genesis is it means beginnings. It's technically plural, beginnings, origins. So we're looking at the origins of how the human race set itself up on the planet. And yeah, no, they're not mentioned by name, save Israel, Edom. Obviously, we know who those are. Edom are the Romans. You know who Israel is. You know who the Ishmaelites are. We have Japhethites. We have Hamites. We have all these different the way that the nations are set up. I think Russia was Gog. I think we worked that out. USA, I don't get. I don't know how the USA is in there. I know they say that. I know a lot of people say that, and a lot of people want it to be true as well. I don't know of China either. I'm not sure.
The thing is, you got to remember too that China and Russia are all on that same continent, so that would make them closer and more easily accessible, whereas the United States is not.
Yeah, I don't know if the U.S. is in there, light. And hey, nothing better than this. Thank you. Hey, let me say that. Here we go. I love it when people say that. That's great. I never hear that. I'm married. I never ever hear that. Ever. So thank you. Quite possibly there is a Babylonian thing to us.
No, but Babylon is still Babylon.
Persia, right? Basically.
Yep.
I can see how we were a multicultural society that was probably one of the freest of its time, scientifically advanced. I could see that, definitely. I could definitely see that. It is interesting how we are we kind of led the world for a little while, philosophically. You know,
I hate philosophy. Oh, I hate philosophy.
theology is the one that's starting to bug me. You know, you don't have to get into the meat of any of it, but you can just sample little morsels of everything and know it all.
Mhm. We have to do teshuvah. We have to do mitzvahs. That's what we have to do.
Here's something I said on Facebook the other day. I mean this really, kind of, sort of. I bet those kids out there cheering for Hamas, talking about us Westerners, particularly Americans. I bet those kids out there who are cheering for Hamas have parents who thought Nirvana was the voice of their generation.
I laughed so hard over that. That was funnier than hell.
I mean, the band is about being a whiny little bitch.
Exactly.
It's about wallowing in your own filth. That band was just rotten to the core. It was just junky, low grade. And I'm seeing grown people my age and even younger wearing Nirvana t-shirts now. And it's
exactly.
like, oh, now,
I know it.
what
yeah.
the?
I know.
But it's a trend. It's a thing. Yeah. He was like the voice of our generation. You know, everyone had their own generation. Well, he's ours. He speaks for us.
Yeah. Tide Pod eaters. And
so you got a bunch of
condom sniffers. Yeah, okay.
Whiny little bitches still got to be whiny little bitches, don't they?
Mm-hmm.
That's a kind of
the Karens and Kevins of the world. Yep. Oh snap! Did I say that out loud? Word.
Hey, it's about that time to go to the other portion.
Yep. Time to go play on the other side.
We're going to exclusively go to Rumble. We're becoming a Rumble show, a Rumble channel. Don't forget, if you're watching this on YouTube and the tweets, the X tweets, the Twix, whatever we call it now. We do this every Thursday, 8 p.m. It's not, we don't get the views that we used to. Back on Google Plus during the day, people were much more open to stop in and talk to a stranger about these. And we are in a polarized world, and I don't want to polarize the conversation. So we'd love to have you participate in there. We got a lot of folks who view. We've had a wonderful response on Rumble, which blew my mind. But by the end of the week, the viewing that we get and the time that is spent viewing the show really just blows my mind, and it means a lot. So we're going to keep doing it, and we're going to keep inviting you in here because we really would love to have you. And we're nice for the most part. We try to be nice. So 8 p.m. every Thursday.
Yeah.
We're gonna go right over to Rumble and the free speech Rumble, and we're gonna get off of commie YouTube because that's just the way it goes. So we'll see you later, YouTube. In the wise words of Steven Crowder, YouTube, piss off.